Are you homeschooling? How do you change up your day and make it fun? We're going to talk about that coming up next. Hey, welcome back to our channel, Molding Our Monkeys, where we talk about all things homeschooling, talk about what it looks like for us to mold our monkeys and what that journey has been looking like and continues to look like as we go down this journey of homeschooling. Today we want to talk about what it looks like to make school fun, to change it up, to introduce a little bit of variety into your life. Anytime you do something every single day, it can get a little old, it can get a little bit monotonous. So with school, we don't want that to happen. We want to change it up. We want to have some fun stuff as part of our schooling. A couple years ago, we had kind of a rough end to the school year. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but you could tell the kids were just done.
Right.
So we had to sit down and we said, how do we have better attitudes? What are some things that would make school more enjoyable for you? And one of the things that came out of that was our kids really wanted some mix-up, some days where we did some stuff different, some ways to make things fun and cool. And what we found is that when we can do that, they learn better.
Right.
So it's not just about they want to screw around.
Right.
They want to learn. It's just sometimes that needs to look differently. And we can't just, pound it into them
right.
every day. We got to mix it up. We got to have some fun.
Yeah.
So some of the things that we've done to do that is having some variety in our school. One of the cool things that we've done is a park hopping day. And we actually did a video highlighting a little bit of what that looked like. So check that out. A link to that will be in the description of our park hopping day to just mix up our school. And we've got a couple things here that Steph was going to talk about that we've used to mix up our school day.
Right. So one of the things that our son, who's 7, has told me, he says, I learn better by playing games.
Yeah.
So we've instituted Math Game Monday. And Math Game Monday is a day when we don't get out our math curriculum and we play games. Now, they may be directly related to where they're at in their math curriculum, and they may not. They may just be reviews or whatever. So here's a couple of our favorite math games that we've gotten so far that, the kids have enjoyed those a lot too. And I enjoy playing games more than watching them fill out a workbook. So it's been good for us. A couple other things that we do, field trips are a great way to mix things up. Big field trips, little field trips. Maybe it's a field trip to the park and take your stuff to the park like we talked about our park hopping day. Maybe it's just doing our reading outside. I especially get in the habit of school has to be right here at this table, and it doesn't have to be. So even little things like reading our history lessons on the couch rather than at the table, or, those little things may seem little to us, but they're big, exciting things to the kids sometimes. You can do your math problems outside on the driveway with chalk rather than doing them in the workbook.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was just saying we had the tent set up in the basement for a while.
Yeah.
And anything the kids could do in the tent in the basement, man, that was
right.
That was cool stuff.
Yep.
And that's the little things that make them, when their attitude is better, they learn so much better. So I'm sorry, the chalk is a great idea for outside.
Right.
Spelling, math.
Right. You can do a lot of things out there with chalk. A couple of things with spelling is, spell words with Scrabble tiles. They don't always have to do paper and pencil. Even getting out the whiteboard and making them do their spelling words on a whiteboard with a marker rather than a pencil and paper. Another big thing that our kids love is the salt tray. Letters, spelling words, math problems, whatever they can use that. I could play in
this for a while.
It's quite fun.
Since we got it out, I've played with it quite a bit.
Yeah. And the other thing that is a good resource is YouTube. And you obviously agree with that because here you are.
Yeah.
But there's so many educational videos on there about whatever topic. We have a tendency to use YouTube mostly for science, but we've also realized that our library subscribes to Encyclopedia Britannica, which is just a wealth of information about various topics. They've got different levels, and they've got reports that you can read. They've got pictures. They've got videos. So doing that rather than reading the textbook or, just finding those little ways to change things up is just huge. And it not only helps the kids have better attitudes, and like Luke said, they learn so much better when they have a good attitude, but it also helps me. And I have a tendency to get stuck in a rut, and we got to get school done so that I can go clean the house or whatever it is. But, taking time to slow down and plan some more fun things, it just helps everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody's attitudes, and helps me stay sane.
And one of the ways you might know it's time to do something new or fun is when you're, the attitudes, the tempers are getting a little bit short.
Right.
The attention spans are getting shorter than they were before. Maybe that's a really good time to go, hey, guess what? School's outside today.
Right.
Hey, guess what? School is in the basement. Hey, school is somewhere different. Mm-hmm. And some of the fun stuff that you might do, some of the things you do to change it up, might be times when you are sticking with a curriculum.
Right.
And you're just going straight out of the curriculum. You're just doing it in a different way.
Right.
And some of it might be days where you take the curriculum and you set it aside, and you're still going to learn something, but it's not necessarily, man, we got to power through every single day of our curriculum. Maybe it's, just a side light of, hey, let's learn about this today.
Right.
You're still educating your kids, but it's changing it up. It's making it different. It's making it fresh. It's a mental health day.
Right.
For everybody.
Right.
So, cool.
Yeah.
That's some of what we had to say about that. How does Forrest Gump say it? Well, that's what I got to say about that. Keep it fresh. Do something fun. Mm-hmm. It helps so much. One of the things that we would love to hear is, what are the ways that you've mixed it up, made it fresh? What are some of the fun activities that you've done? Because, man, we've got a couple examples here. This is just a little small sampling of some of the fun stuff that Stephanie's done with game schooling and some of that kind of stuff. But man, we've got so much we could learn and so many fun ideas that I'm sure some of you are using. We would love to hear about that. So share those in the comments of some fun thing you did for school, and we'd love to have a conversation there. If this is something that's helpful for you, we would love it if you give us a thumbs up on the video. We'd love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell to hear when we've got more videos coming out. So thanks for watching our video, and tune back in soon as we share more about molding our monkeys.